On the 17th of March 2024, these prophetic words were released by the servant of God, Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King, concerning flood in China. And just as he prophesied, we witnessed severe flood in China. These were his exact words.
For China, I saw very violent attacks in China. And then again, the Lord opened my eyes, and I saw in the realm of the spirit a heavy downpour of rain that came with a very violent winds in China. And these were the words the Spirit of God used. That this heavy downpour of rain and this violent wind, it is going to cause a lot of property to be destroyed. And human lives, if prayer is not offered, will also be caught up in the process. And human life will also be lost in the nation of China. So if you are an intercessor and you are praying, take these countries to the Lord in prayer. And I believe the God who answers prayer will answer our prayer.
Now let's turn to China, where days of heavy rains have swollen several major rivers in the south of the country, which are now threatening to flood, forcing the evacuation of tens of thousands of people. Weather forecasters in Guangdong have called the situation grim. The area is prone to flooding, but state media reports that water levels are at their highest for half a century. Well, let's go live to our correspondent based in Beijing, Laura Bicker. Hello to you, Laura. Tell us more.
Well, officials have been monitoring those water levels overnight. Now, what happened really was days and days of heavy rain plus localised storms, which included large lumps of hail falling from the sky and even reports of a tornado. Now, that has swollen what were once gentle rivers into fast-flowing torrents of water in some places. Now, you mentioned there that state media had described the fear as a once-in-a-half-century event. Now, after monitoring those water levels overnight, they feel, certainly at this stage, that fear has gone away for now. However, they are still watching as the rain falls, and they are still monitoring those river levels. 11 people remain missing. Rescue teams are on the ground. They were dispatched early because this is one of the most populated provinces in China. 127 million people live in Guangdong. Around 60,000 people have been evacuated, taken to safer ground as those floodwaters continue to expand. There were a number of rescue efforts that were unfolding on social media, where water was coming underneath someone's car as he tried to get out. Others showed these massive waterfalls coming into their villages. There have been a number of landslides which has cut off roads and major highways. Schools are closed and electricity supplies have been disrupted. So although the rain is beginning to stop for now and the water levels are going down, there's still a lot of work going on in Guangdong to solve some of the issues that this flooding has caused.
And what is the weather forecast looking like in the days ahead? Because, of course, you know, if more rain comes, this will exacerbate this already very challenging situation.
Well, it is looking like it's going to be a drier few days for Guangdong as this cleanup begins. This is an area that's very prone to flooding. They've already had one flooding event this month. In fact, they say it's the earliest it's ever happened. And I think when it comes to these kind of weather events, China is getting very used to dealing with climate-related events. Now, of course, some of these events are one-off. It could have happened anyway, but many are being monitored to see if they are being caused by more climate change. I think certainly the Climate Change Association here in China fears that these weather-related events will become more common as the years progress.
OK, Laura, thank you very much indeed. Laura Bicker there.
The global prophet specifically mentioned that there's going to be heavy downpour of rain and violent winds which will lead to destruction of properties and lives as well, and just as he prophesied, we have seen these come to pass. These were his exact words.
And these were the words the Spirit of God used. That this heavy downpour of rain and this violent wind, it is going to cause a lot of property to be destroyed. And human lives, if prayer is not offered, will also be caught up in the process, and human life will also be lost in the nation of China.
有钱的错余啊，搞惯喽。我不接了，慢慢干。很高了不接啊？还有个你啊？哦吼！啊？激动不接哦！
门都给我完蛋了，内涝了。看那公交车了吗？马上就没景了。这车上还有人呢，他也不赶紧跑。这下边的车。
妈耶！瞧瞧，我的个天呀！哎呦妈哟！你瞧多少车呀！我的天呀！
一车有人就完了。
那个车亮了灯，是不是车上有人呀？
哎，就是有人。
哎呀呵！
Indeed, God is still speaking to this generation through his servant Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King. In the description is the link to the main video of when the prophecy was released. Subscribe to this channel to remain informed through his manservant, the global prophet. Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King is definitely worth hearing.
Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King is worth hearing.